François, est-ce que tu m'entends? Ah, ok. Okay. Thank you. Cappuccino at briefing. I thought I was the only one doing that. No. Okay. The first good news is that today the results will give to the winner 1 point more. 11 points to the winner. That's only for one, unfortunately. We have been asked if there still is in the rules the possibility to assign a bonus turn point in order to give 1 point to anyone who overflies that. No, it is not a possibility as of the rules. So, unfortunately, no bonus point for rounding one special air show turn point. That's for safety. So, that is not an option. Yeah? Smoke, etc. Would be nice, but we don't have it. It would also be nice to give at least 1 point to anyone who finishes the task, but I can't. So, it's still... some of you... I hope nobody finishes at 0 points, but it can happen. I flew 3 or 4 GPs in my life, and only twice I got points. So, briefing is starting. Who cares? They're late? No problem. And please make sure your phones, just like mine, are set to silent or whatever. Welcome to the last competition day in Varese. I didn't correct that. Okay, next page.
Day 5, day 6?
Yeah, day 6. This is the 6th task for the day. The Cross-Italy competition. The Cross-Italy competition, well, yesterday it was quite a big achievement. Though it was really not easy for Stefano Ghiorzo to reach the island of Elba in 25 knots winds. He flew very low level over the sea with the electric engine.
He killed the dolphin, he said.
It's not the owner of the glider.
Yeah.
He swim very well.
He's a good swimmer. And he made it to Elba. He flew in Elba and then flew back to the mainland in Piombino. From there, they used their cars and trailers to relocate the gliders in Pavullo, and from Pavullo today they will come here. They will set 1 or 2 intermediate goals, and most probably they will land in Alzate, their home base, and from there they will come here for a speed finish, let's say a small show. Probably with smoke also, smoke generators also. Smoke, come si dice? Fumogeno. Smokes. Huh?
Smoke from the battery or smoke from the...
Well, I don't know. It depends what color it has, but anyway. And next page, thank you. The results of yesterday are official. Today will be official in a while. No special remarks about yesterday's result. You want to show them again, Gianni? Would you like that? Okay, thank you. No special remarks. We have analyzed the secondary logger of Luciano Vanzini, so his speed over the start looks a little different with the other logger, so he has a slightly inferior penalty. Nevertheless, he's still second for the day yesterday. And I'm sorry, we still don't have received the recording, the flight recorder file by 4-alpha yesterday. And I was a bit surprised that some of you, many of you, did not complete the task. I'm very sorry. It looked easier from the maps and from the ground than it actually was, I suppose, as many of you did not complete the task. The average speed, 107, was more or less in line with my expectations. although I thought it could be possible to fly it faster. Essentially, I think all the meteo info and the programs underestimated the difficulty of the day. That's why today we are a bit more conservative, and the task will be probably a little bit easier. And the next page of my briefing. Is there anything else I should say? Okay. Yeah.
Probably giving points only to the first 9 doesn't have to
It's not his fault.
yes, it's not his
Yeah.
fault. I'm saying that this.
Yeah, that's what I also think. If yesterday there was a classic scoring system, you probably would have taken your time to gain some more altitude, and then all the rest of the flight would be easier. That's what happens here. Sometimes we have quite low ceiling, and the thermals may be not constant, pulsating, bubbles, air bubbles, and so you need to take your time to gain your route into the mountains, so you can do it high and so on, and comfortably. So for today, meteo briefing by Lieutenant Colonel Cristian Aiello.
Grazie. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with the briefing. First slide, the surface situation. Well, we can clearly see that there's no big difference from yesterday. We're still under the influence of this flat, high-pressure field between the two vortexes. One is the one that was here 2 days ago, and the next one from the Atlantic will reach us mainly on Monday. What happens in the upper levels? Still under the influence of this strong anticyclonic ridge. The difference with yesterday is that it is bringing probably even less wind, because it's very slowly drifting to the southeast, so the upper winds are becoming weaker and weaker. They were already weak, but they are weaker and weaker. And so less descending motion, suppressing, but still producing a well-marked thermal inversion between 2,500, 3,000 meters, depending on the Alps. So you can see by this greenish color the advection, the arrival over northern Italy, or especially over the Alps, of warmer air, and a little bit colder air of yesterday is drifting to the east-southeast. So by 12 UTC, the Western Alps becomes warmer, while the Central and Eastern Alps are a little bit more colder. So from satellite we can clearly see completely blue skies, just a band of very thin and high cirrus drifting to the east and producing no effect, especially on the thermal initiation, no phenomena. Next one. Okay, so we will discuss now the maps and the diagrams, but the models show that the western and southwestern part of the Alps will be interested only by thermals with dry atmosphere and very few sparse cumulus and shallow. A little bit more cumulus, especially on the pre-Alps, moving from here to the east. There will be shallow, the base around 1,500 meters, and the top maximum, probably the most interested part of by the cumulus will be the area of southern Valtellina, the southern part, the southern flank of Valtellina, with tops up to 2,500, 3,000 meters, and so coming staying beneath the 0 Celsius, the freezing level. So no phenomenon expected. Even if we will see after the model there could be very light showers, but more to the Trentino area. One thing that could give a little better, just a little bit more better situation than yesterday is that if we compare the maximum temperatures of today with those of yesterday. So if we make if the models, the forecast models, makes the difference between the maximum temperature and of yesterday and the one of today, we see that today it will be a little bit warmer, okay, than yesterday, both at 12 UTC and the next one at 15 UTC. So a little bit more warm air starting from the ground, and consider also that the air at the ground should be a little bit less, especially the ground will be a little bit drier compared to yesterday. So the rain of 2 days ago has been evaporated. So probably the thermals could be a little bit more regular compared to yesterday. Next one. No phenomena, just as I was saying, very isolated possible light rain showers in the central part, in the first part of the afternoon, or central part of the afternoon by 12, 15. I will show you why this is the symbol of thunderstorm here, but very, very difficult, or really just one. And then decaying by late afternoon, all the convection and the related phenomena. From the upper and lower level circulation, we have already seen that both the isobars and upper isolines are very separated, so very light winds. They come mainly from the south in the lower levels, beneath the base of the cumulus from the south, so mainly breezes, very light, 3 to 5 knots. And very light also at 2,000 meters, becoming gradually northerly, northwesterly, following the ridge of high pressure at the upper levels. So, what does the model say for our location at 10 UTC, that is 12 local time? It seems that there's not yet formation of cumulus, and the top of the thermos should be about 1,400, 1,500 meters, well beneath the freezing level, which is very high, is rising due to the warm air advection. Look at the winds also on the profile, southern winds, and then close to the inversion they become southwesterly, westerly, southwesterly, and then northwesterly. At 12 UTC, 14 local, few cumulus possible here on top of the hills and mountains, but they are limited by this marked thermal inversion, still between, let's say, 2,500, above 2,500 meters. The convection is limited beneath, and the base will be around 1,600 meters, and the top 2,200 meters. So no risk of ice inside the cumulus. And looking at the models, I was saying the most active, cumulus active area will be from South Valtellina to Trentino. Here, we will find scattered and locally broken of cumulus, base 2,300 meters, and the top a little bit higher, generally not reaching this line, which is the level of the 0 Celsius, the freezing level. In case of a stronger convection on the very high peaks of the mountains, the air bubble could overpass the inversion, and so that's why the model was indicating a couple of thunderstorms. So no problems here locally. Prova a cliccare ancora no? Okay. So Cavo K in Malpensa, light northerly breeze wind, 20 Celsius, is already warm, and the toughest for Cavo K, just these few cumulus around here, breeze winds, good visibility, no problems. Tomorrow for the club, another good day, no problems, and the bad weather coming on Monday. Okay, thank you.
Thank Thank you, Colonel. We'll say goodbye at dinner tonight. I know you are participating at the dinner. So next page. Just to resume, for the club members who came late, per i soci del club che sono arrivati dopo, in alta montagna oggi è molto bello, particolarmente verso nord-est. È una giornata eccellente, farete un po' fatica a entrare in montagna. It will not be so easy to gain your first steps into the higher mountains. Q&H for today 1020. Is that correct, Colonel? And that's what you told me before. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
No change.
And no change in altitude limits. It's always the same. Altitude limits on the last leg, just as clarified, apply to all the last leg, 500 meters above mean sea level. Next page, please. Thank you. Finish line geometry, no change. Always the same. Radio communications, procedures, all the same. Please, today we will have a lot of club activity, so please report on 1 to 8. Please report on the free flight frequency at 10K more or less, and then definitely change your frequency to the club frequency, because we will have to manage your landing together with other club gliders landings or movements or takeoffs. Okay, thanks. The start altitude today, as the start line is very close to the airfield and we have a limited altitude of 1,372 meters, airspace warning, above the airfield, and because part of the start line gets into that airspace, today's start altitude is below the legal limit, so 1,350 meters above mean sea level, maximum speed 170 kilometers per hour ground speed as usual. Finish altitudes 500 meters above mean sea level, which means as you're coming from the west, you may make a right turn, open your air brakes, go directly to downwind. Next page. Downwind for landing 1-0 right-hand circuit, just as usual. You've done it yesterday, you will do it today also. Grid, a small remark. Please remember that in each line, the first of the two sailplanes coming to the grid must be positioned at the north side of the runway. That's the only way it's possible for the second glider on the line to get into the grid. If you leave your glider at the southern part of the grid, then somebody will try to go north and they will have to move in a very narrow space and there will be conflicting, let's say, ground traffic. Please, north side if you are the first on your line. Just like yesterday, please bring us back the tracking devices, and we still haven't received yesterday's flight recorder file from 4-Alpha. And tonight we will enjoy a dinner celebration at the club's bar and restaurant, I suppose at 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock. Maybe 7:30 if we finish everything. Sooner, so you can have a drink while you wait for the dinner. And the prize giving is scheduled during the dinner. Whenever we are ready, when there is a pause in the schedule, we will call the prize giving for. We have 3 prize givings to do today. The first is today's results. Today's results. Yeah.
We have today's result as usual, so prize giving. Then we have the Grand Prix, the qualifying Grand Prix prize giving, the Italian Championship Grand Prix prize giving, and Cross Italy.
Cross Italy. And Cross Italy. Yeah. Thank you, Margot. So I think that's all. There's prize for everyone. And today our big sponsor, Lindt, provides the best chocolate. This will probably not melt due to the high temperatures. And we have 90 and 85 cocoa %. And that's all. Is that all? Is that all, Johnny? Task. Oh yes, the task. Would you like the task? Okay. The task for today is the usual. I think you have heard about Montebarro for your silver sea distance, Luciano, I suppose. Montebarro for your silver sea, for C d'Argento, you have used Montebarro, I suppose. So it's starting Varese, Montebarro, which is close to Lecco. So you have a first short leg of 47 kilometers near the flatland in the low mountains. From there, you will go into Valtellina at Masino, and that means you will most probably fly over the Grigna, and that's why I really wanted that alignment of the turning points, because Grigna here is one of the most beautiful mountains we have in our area, especially yeah.
We spent 5 minutes there.
I give you a bonus, probably another chocolate, but I give you a bonus if you stay 5 minutes there. The southwestern facing part is absolutely stunning. The thermal is there waiting for you. There is a limited number of them. Anyway, first come, first served. And from Masino you will go in Switzerland at Airolo, which looks so far away, but in fact it isn't. From here it's just a crossing here, and then the valley goes there. You will probably be very high in Airolo, and then you go back to Pianca. You must be. You must be. You must be. But there are plenty of landing possibilities. There is a big airport in Ambri, which is very close to Airolo, and then there are excellent military airfields in Switzerland, which are not probably active. Tell me, Luciano.
I see that the point number 5 is Mottarone.
Yeah.
It's quite high compared to the kilometer that you have to fly. Is it safe? Because probably you can be below at the 26 kilometers.
I didn't think about it. Good.
Put a bigger radius on.
Bigger radius or change?
I'm not allowed to put a bigger radius, I suppose.
And then it'll stop people from hitting the mountain.
That would be interesting. You think it would be okay? Gianni is a bit unhappy about it, but that would be the easiest solution, I think. No problem. Smoke is coming. There is a very strong thermal over Gianni at the moment. A very strong thermal. I hope the roof resists. But it seems to me a good idea. So, for the moment, these are the tasks we have printed. I will give you, another one, if Gianni agrees. Thank you. Anything else? Coming in from Gravirate, watch out for the airspace. The last leg comes very close to the airspace, but still the ideal route is not doesn't cut into the airspace. Just be careful on your right for the airspace. Any other questions? First launch at 1 o'clock, so we give club gliders a lot of time for an earlier takeoff. And I expect the start line to open not very early. If you don't mind, I will give you quite a long interval between the last takeoff. By the way, our task setting forecast says that you will be able to complete the task even if you start at 5 o'clock. Anche partendo sul task alle 5 del pomeriggio si dovrebbe essere in grado di chiuderlo questo task oggi.
You start at 5.
I might. If you come early, I might try the task again. Yeah, after your flight. But maybe I will be busy with something else.
Please remember today's winner gets 11 points.
Yeah, the winner today gets 11 points. The second still gets 8 points. Is that correct?
Why?
Yeah, because that's the rule for the GP.
That's the rule. Yes.
I suppose. I really wonder why, but I suppose it was made to make.
So there is a bonus. No,
it's not a bonus. I suppose it's designed to make the last day more competitive and more interesting, to give more possibilities for the followers to become winners of the competition. Is that all? Any questions? we will work about the radius of the turn point. Thank you very much. Thank you. The briefing is over. Tasks are here and chocolate also. Chocolate? Vuoi task? Dove sono? Grazie.
Ma questo è quello.
Ciao, allora...